This week, Governor Walz told reporters he would get to the fair at some point. And while that may sound like a Secret Service nightmare, presidential politics have been a part of our fair for 150 years. And Kent found out today the way it looks now is just a little bit different.
The first day of the state fair is always a full plate.
We're probably just gonna sit here and eat for a second. We might go on rides, we might go to the haunted house. There's a lot of stuff to do.
And that includes a side of politics. Like it.
No.
Or not.
Not at all.
But here's a fair warning. In a presidential year in which our state fair-loving governor is at the top of the ticket, the visits could be coming. And the war of the wardrobes is already on.
I just like to show off my stance while I'm here.
This is not the first time we've come to get our t-shirts, so I think you can mix politics and the fair very nicely.
And whether or not you agree, presidential politics at the fair,
that's Teddy Roosevelt there,
used to be an even bigger get-together.
I would have went and saw him. Yeah, he's pretty interesting.
He was here in 1901 and he gave the speech of speak softly and carry a big stick, you will go far. And just a couple weeks later, the president was assassinated, so therefore Vice President Roosevelt became the president of the United States.
And it was such a hit.
That's an amazing crowd.
That he returned 2 more times.
That tradition of big visits didn't stop with Teddy Roosevelt. It continued with Calvin Coolidge in the 20s and others. But right around the time that General Eisenhower visited in the late 1940s, well, things did start to shift.
That was the first state fair after we had to cancel the fair in 1945 for the war, and then 1946 for the polio epidemic.
But after the baby boom led to an attendance boom in the 1950s, the fair board dialed back the political pageantry.
I believe it was 1953 that I saw that they voted to not invite politicians to the fair. But again, you're more than welcome to be here. We're just not saying, yeah, come on out.
Sounds like a very Minnesota way of handling it.
Possibly.
You can come, we're just not going to extend an invitation.
Right?
And since the 1980s, the fair's also treated politicians like many other vendors, asking them to keep their politicking within the confines of their booths or media appearances.
It's one of those things like, of course you can talk to people while you're walking, but you're just not supposed to outwardly go, here I am, vote for me, that type of thing.
Campaign. Soliciting.
Exactly.
Which ultimately begs the question.
If the candidates were coming through, would you go out of your way to see them?
Absolutely. We're hoping Walz is coming tomorrow. There's rumors swirling. We're hearing rumors.
I guess if I was here and they were here, I'd probably work my way over. Absolutely.
If Walz makes it over?
Yeah, I'd go up and talk to him. I'd love to have a conversation with Tim. Yeah, I think I could ask him some pretty hard questions that he'd have a tough time answering.
I think I'd avoid it, personally. I know who I'm voting for, and that's that.
At the Minnesota State Fair, Kent Erdahl, KARE 11 News.